It's okay to be hungry, tired, bored, scared, lost, confused. It's okay to want to retreat into the warm, cozy sheets of your bed when the alarm goes off and you don't want to get up because the day is going to be hard and you're not feeling the motivation. It's okay to have these feelings, but it's never okay to listen to them and accept them if your goal is anything other than mediocrity. Because these feelings have the power to build you or destroy you. Because it's in these times, in these disgustingly hard, challenging times, where our true character is built. Anyone can put in the work, show up, feel good when everything's going right, when, they're optimized, when things in life are clicking and ticking and everything's going to plan. But what happens when life swings its massive dick in your face and bitch slaps you with it? What happens then? What happens when you're sleep deprived, you're hungry, you have no drive, no motivation, but there's still work to be done because you set a sacred promise to yourself. You have goals, ambitions. You're not happy with the current state of your life. Don't get me wrong, you're enjoying the process because it's so important to actually live in the moment rather than always fantasize about the future, but you're not content with what you have, and that's okay. Me and you are the same. This is a safe space for us. But sometimes your head doesn't feel like a safe space now, does it? Sometimes the negative thoughts can be overwhelming. What do you do then? I'll be honest with you, there are an infinite amount of different frameworks, different paths that you can go down when these negative thoughts strike. You can return back to your breath. You can say to yourself, I am not my thoughts. You can detach, you can step back and realize that these thoughts are just floating in the void and you are the observer. Or you can still be with these thoughts and let them shape you, let them mold you, let them chisel you into him, the man who can, the superhero dad that you want to be for your future children. Because that man doesn't cave in like a little bitch when things aren't going his way. That man sees obstacles, challenges and roadblocks, and he's like, yes, I get to conquer even more, because he's got high testosterone, he has ambitions, he has amazingly huge goals, and he knows that what's more important is who he becomes in the process. Because no matter what kind of life you want to build, it can all get snatched away with the click of the fingers, but what can't get snatched away is your character, the actual thoughts and beliefs and the internal reality you've created. That can never be taken away. And that's exactly why I see my dad and what's happened to him. I wasn't planning to get this personal, but now that I'm in the flow state, I'm speaking and it's going on, I might as well share a little bit with you about my dad. I was born with a little silver spoon in my mouth, a rich kid, if you would. Not crazy rich. We didn't live in a mansion. We had a very, very nice big house in Ireland. My dad was making a lot of money. He was a millionaire, actually. But even before I could remember what it was like to be wealthy, this silver spoon got brutally yanked out of my mouth because very quickly my dad lost everything and ended up just an average scrounger. Just living paycheck to paycheck, getting further into debt like a completely normal person, but even worse because his mindset was so corroded. And Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but it's got to be said. I don't think you will watch this, but I think it's important to learn from others' mistakes. But yeah, this is a classic example of someone who built the money without building the man first. Because who you build before you achieve all of this materialistic results is so much more valuable than the actual, objects that you're chasing. I don't know how I got into this. I guess this is just one of those videos that gets derailed. And that's okay, because life gets derailed as well, and that's the whole point. It's coming full circle. Do you see? You have plans, right? How many times have you set yourself a goal and started working towards it? You've built your life around a routine. You're like, yes, 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 this is it. I'm finally getting there. Nothing can stop me. You're flying high, riding the wave of momentum. And then, bang! Something happens that just rampages you off track. And because you hadn't built the foundations, the discipline, the stillness of the man who can execute, no matter how he feels, you crashed and burned because you were riding high on motivation, and that motivation came to an end. And eventually you're back to where you started, but even worse, because yet again you broke another promise to yourself and you retreated back into comfort, into the standards, and you lowered your standards because things were a lot harder than you expected them to be. And now you have this dead look in your eyes because you can't even face yourself. Because how are you supposed to when yet again you've just spat over a contract that you've written to yourself? Man, this is no way to live. No way to live at all. And this is exactly why your real self-development doesn't begin until after the period of atonement. After you've gotten so sick of the way you've been living that you suddenly decide to make a change, you stop becoming consistent, but the excitement and the motivation from that consistency wears off. And eventually you have to just start slugging along, trudging through the mud and the shit, but still sticking to the process. Once you come out of that stage, that is when the real personal development begins. But you'll never ever come out of this stage forever, because you'll always return to it once you reach another level of self-growth. And that's when you know the magic is about to happen, and you're about to break through the next plateau and reach the level of life that you've been chasing, because now you finally deserve it. Now you've actually built the man who can. I don't want to keep rambling because it's all going to unravel. I think I'll leave it there. Have an amazing day. Go out there and conquer. And remember, I know it's a noisy, chaotic world out there, but the best thing we can do is take relentless action with violent clarity towards a greater purpose than our selfish desires.